program was produced or sponsored by a community member. The content, views, and opinions expressed are the sole responsibility of the producer and do not reflect those of Malden Access Television, the City of Malden, or Comcast. MATV welcomes your comments. Call us at 781-321-6400 or email us at access@matv.org.
Guys are on.
Welcome aboard Malden basketball here at the Ferryway School in Malden. Elias Feldman alongside Jim Foley, and we're going to welcome aboard Gary Christensen, City Councilor, Ward 1 here in Malden. Good to have you aboard, Gary.
Good to be back.
And here, game one of the Saturday triple header. We have the Celtics taking on the Sixers. The Celtics undefeated still, visions of a perfect season at 7-0. The Sixers 4-4. This is a make-or-break game for them.
I'd also like to point out on the back of the Celtics jersey is yours truly, City Councilor Gary Christensen. So this is a perfect game for me to be at.
Oh, you picked a good one, Gary.
That's right. The Celtics are in their green and white. Their starting lineup today is David Bassari, John O'Leary, Drew Weiner, Robert Skane, and Donald DeRozier. On the Sixers, you have them in the white jerseys, red shorts. Their starting lineup is Matthew Emmanuel, Ricky Douglas, Evanson Blanc, John McMillan, and Jonathan Lamb.
So the Celtics 7-0. They're off to a perfect start here. No team has ever had a perfect season here in the MNBL, and just past the halfway point of the season, the Celtics are going strong.
And I can tell it's not a mirage. They seem to be at the top of every category here. Quite impressive. But I do have one question before we really get into this. I forget this rule every year. How do you name the cameraman? Is it Coach Beanie? Is it Nesta Dudley? Is it Talonzo Amos?
Well, whenever there's a camera guy, it would only be Nesta. Beanie never runs the camera. He's only a coach.
Okay, so only when he's coaching, and then when he's not coaching, Nesta Dudley, right?
They're two different guys, man. You gotta understand.
Weiner on the second chance gets the ball. The Celtics lead 2-0 here early on in the first quarter. So the Celtics picking up full court pressure early and get the steal. Weiner towards the hoop, and he gets fouled in the process, and he'll go to the line for two. And Gary, you've been here a number of years.
Yep.
Have you ever, seen a team make a run at a perfect season?
Never have. Could be the first year, but then again, every time I'm here, there's something going on that hasn't happened in the previous years. But I know this is the first year that Nesta has not had to call me. I just showed up. Usually we make reservations through email or through the phone. I just showed up on my own this year, so that's how close we've been coming, how much I regard the league.
Very nice.
It's a beautiful thing. I appreciated that. Saves me an email. It saves me the headache of trying to schedule you.
So the Sixers having a tough time getting across the timeline, trying to inbound the ball. The Celtics pick up the full court pressure. Skane with the rebound, outlets to Bassari. One-on-one, they don't have numbers, they'll pull it back out and set up the offense. Weiner, Bassari, short jumper, he hits it.
Wow.
Bassari likes to hit those shots right inside the three-point line. You see, the Sixers are taking not the best shots to start off this game.
Is this Celtics team pretty big?
The Celtics team are a big team.
The Celtics are led by Skane. He averages over 17 points a game. And by Weiner, 16 plus. Mothersill is their third leading scorer. He's at 13.
Yeah, he's also their biggest guy, too. You say they're big, he's their biggest one, number 12. He's not on the court right now.
Mothersill not starting, but it's almost like this three-headed monster of the Celtics team. Pretty much unstoppable thus far. Bassari dumps it down to O'Leary. He's double-teamed to the post. Weiner puts it up with the left hand and finishes. So, Gary, if the Sixers can't stay in this game early, this could be a early blowout.
Yeah, what we typically do then is we'll start talking about some city issues.
Good look down low there.
I'm just impressed. Just when I think this league can't get any better, I come down here. You got Nesta behind the camera. How about you guys? I was just odd that you're here volunteering, attending school.
We go to Emerson College in Boston, and it's a real honor to be here.
Absolutely.
The MNBL has been established for many years and obviously well respected within the community.
Yeah. And I do think the first time I've ever seen a female rep.
As if we.
Yeah, awesome.
And she's doing the game by herself too. Usually we have two guys out here calling the game.
Just trying to prove herself even further.
I hope they're paying her double.
Yeah, Mr. Ken Mazonson contacted us last year. He contacted Emerson College, and the email got forwarded to everybody in the journalism department. And we saw it. Our eyes just lit up. We contacted him. I came in and helped do the championship game last year.
Wow.
And brought Elias along with me this year, and we're just having a blast.
Just awesome. Better be careful, though. We might put you on some neighborhood cleanups. Help you organize those for us.
We got to look at the contract.
Right. So 10-4, the Celtics on top, just past the halfway point of the first quarter.
Okay, watch your back, watch your back.
And Weiner once again running the point. The big point guard, Weiner.
Yeah, really.
Skane with another mid-range jumper, won't go off glass. Weiner with the second chance. And Sheridor comes down with the rebound.
They got to get across court here.
And the Sixers just get across the timeline before the 10-second violation.
Wow.
Emmanuel's blocked, and Sheridor gets the second chance bucket. So 10-6 here early on, Celtics on top.
Now, is this a young Celtics team, or are they maxed out in terms of years?
Well, the Celtics didn't make the playoffs last year, surprisingly, but they're a pretty veteran team. This is really their year to do it.
Yeah, they had,
Okay.
yeah, they had some high hopes going into last season. The potential has just risen up through this year, and they're just hitting their peak.
O'Leary gets the ball in the lane, dishes out to Skane. Mismatch for Skane. He'll take the three-point attempt. It's off the mark. Weiner with the easy rebound. It doesn't go.
Wow, Weiner didn't even lift his legs on that shot. He had the easy shot, just needs to get his legs off the ground and put it off the glass. It's not a free throw attempt.
And the big man, Sheridor, takes the ball all the way down the court, loses it.
They're trying to run here.
Skane now drives towards the lane with the right hand. Short off the front of the rim and rebound back out to the Celtics. And Emmanuel gets the steal, dribbling with the right hand down the right side of the court. He'll pull it back out.
Elias, the Celtics, they've been passing the ball well, but their passes are very soft. They need to speed up the passes so when they go through the lane, they can't get picked off like what just happened.
Well, the Celtics, not a very fast team. They work best out of the half-court offense. A very big team, so they can establish their post-game early.
And how's their bench? They have a deep bench, or?
Well, they have a pretty deep bench. Mothersill usually comes off the bench for them, and he's one of their leading scorers in double figures. And for the Sixers, Sheridor, number 24, he's averaging almost 16 points a game. So
Yeah, he's been active early on, huh?
he's been active early on. They really need to get him going.
What is he, a center point guard? He brings the ball up and...
Sheridor, I heard, isn't, actually, never mind. I was told that he wouldn't be in the starting lineup, but I guess he came in already. I'm trying to mess with my head.
So the first substitution now for the Sixers. 12-6, 1:30 to go here in the first quarter. Surprisingly, a pretty slow tempo. The Celtics have seemed content to set up their half-court game. Skane from downtown off the mark, and Emmanuel comes down with the rebound.
Oh, letting them play today, huh?
You're letting him play.
That's right.
This is not the NBA where you get all those small little touch fouls.
Celtics are certainly looking for a pass-first offense.
So Basari now with the right hand puts up a shot way off the mark.
Partially blocked it was. Ooh, nice fake.
Nice. Oh, yeah, nice. Letting the Sixers hang around here.
And that was Gene with the easy bucket, so under a minute to play. Sixers just down by 4 here in the first quarter, hanging in there. O'Leary now to Basari, mid-range jump shot, and
nice
he hits
shot.
that 90% of the time.
He's got a great shot.
That's his shot. You mentioned it, and most of the time it's from the near side of the court as well. When he shoots from the far side, for whatever reason, it doesn't go in as often, but more often than not, like you said, that's his distance.
Here he
Sherdor,
goes.
that's what he does. He just pounds it right in.
So
Okay, I'm impressed with him.
he gets on the board, a big body, so he can pretty much do as he wishes in the lane, and he needs to put up some numbers today if the Sixers have a chance of handing the Celtics their first loss.
That's right. A lot of the guys in this league, they don't like to use the size to their advantage, but Sherdor is definitely not one of those guys who's afraid to use his size.
And after one quarter here at the Ferryway School in Malden, 14-10, the Celtics on top. And Gary, you've been calling games here for a number of years now. I mean, how have you seen the progression of the league from when you first started to today?
Well, I think like you were saying, my best friend, Dave Masters, when we graduated together in 1986, he was playing in this league back then. 20 years ago. What'd you say, it was 22 years now?
This is a 22nd year.
Yeah, so I mean, it just goes to show you. There's a lot of organizations that come and go, but it's the ones like these that, you know, make it through 20 years plus that makes it all worth it. That's why, again, I tried to come down here. Wish I could do it more often, but have to come down and at least show them how much we appreciate what they do for the community. Plus, again, the fact that the sponsor team is 7-0 doesn't hurt either.
And then the Ferryway School is under your jurisdiction as well. So
It depends on the day, yeah.
Right.
It's actually it's on the line. It's really Ward 7, but...
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I didn't do it.
His shoes are... he's all right.
Gentlemen, if you look to your left, we have our second referee.
A late show, huh? He decides to come into the building at the start of the second quarter.
Oh, well then, it's allowed, of course.
Skay now, left wing. Three-point attempt rattles in and out, doesn't go down, and Sherdor comes down with the rebound.
How many
Good job of
boards does
boxing
Sherdor
out
have?
2 Celtics on that 1 rebound.
Sherdor is dominating the
He's
defensive
gotta have
board.
close to 10, right? He's up there.
And he does have a lot of double-double games. And McMillan lost possession of the ball and then went down hard as the Celtics start to bring it back the other way.
You want to prevent that fast break offense the Celtics are so good at.
I hate when that happens because usually that's when Nesta brings up the issue of getting padding around the entire gym.
And O'Leary finishes around the basket. So Emmanuel, another big man who can run the point very effectively. Sherdor, top of the key. Emmanuel with that short 10-foot jumper doesn't go. Sherdor with the putback, count it.
He has come to play today.
With Emmanuel's shot, he hesitated first. I don't know, he was trying to fake it, but it was like a half fake. So he wasn't really set on his shot,
Yeah,
and
you
that's
could
why
tell.
he couldn't get the short-range jumper to go. Either you fake it or you shoot it, but when you go halfway, you lose your sense of where you're going with the
Yeah.
ball.
Now, did these guys play the whole game? Sherdor?
Well,
Hasn't been-
I think most of the bench, they usually have to play. Is that right, Nestor?
Oh, yeah.
So everybody has a 6-minute minimum, so everybody's going to get their time regardless.
Now, the great thing about the league.
O'Leary now
Fair
drives the
opportunity.
lane. With the right hand, he goes glad. And that's a real nice finish by O'Leary. 18-12, Celtics up 6. Here just 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Seeing Sherdor making a couple moves here.
Sherdor took too many steps as he started to move towards the basket.
That's not his game. He shouldn't be going the length of the court with the basketball. He's not the dribbler. He's the penetrator.
Yeah, and it looks like the Celtics know it. They're starting to pile up on him. That was a quadruple there on him.
And last weekend, the Sixers played 2 games. They split the doubleheader. Sheridor had 19 and 15, respectively.
Wow.
So a real good weekend last weekend for Sheridor, and he'll try to add on to that right here. Downtown for McMillan. He can't hit. O'Leary comes down with the rebound.
That was
The
a
Sixers pick up some pressure.
deep 3 attempt. A little too deep.
And Sheridor fouls as he goes up for the layup.
Kid Sheridan, I'm impressed with. I haven't heard his name before the season, but he's a real deal. And the other kid, he's been around for a while, Emmanuel, I think. Seen him in previous years. Solid player.
Yeah, Manuel, he's a big guy who knows how to pass the ball, which you don't always see in this league.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a pass-first guy, but he likes to have his fun, too. You'll see at some point in this game.
He does have a tendency to settle for jump shots when he is a much bigger player than many guys in the league. He could have his way in the lane.
Goes back to the point I mentioned earlier about not using your size to your advantage. Some of these players will eventually develop as they get more practice in, as they start getting more experience on the court, maybe using their own time during the off season, which a lot of these players need to start doing.
And Weiner's fouled by Sheridor.
Ooh.
And Sheridor looks like he might have rolled an ankle there as Weiner blew by him en route to the basket. So Sheridor tries to walk it off, and this would be a huge loss for the Sixers if he does, in fact, have to sit down, and he'll take a quick breather here. Almost at the midway point of the second quarter, 18-13, Celtics on top. Skane from downtown on the left wing off the mark. Skane gets his own rebound, loses it, and the ball will go back the other way to the Sixers. Skane leads the league in scoring with 17.8.
See, Skane got his eye poked on that last play.
It's already evident without Sheridor.
See? That was a lazy pass because he wasn't looking the whole way. Definitely got something happen to his eye.
And Gene with the easy finish. So the Sixers are hanging in there. 18-13, and the Sixers started the season 3-0. So their hopes real high to start. Then they've struggled of late trying to get back in that rhythm. Gene coast to coast with the right hand can't finish.
Over the back.
That's right, they've been 1-3 since that 3-0 start. 3 losses of those were in a row.
When you're just watching the game, you think the Celtics have it in control, and you look at the scoreboard, they only have 3. Dangerous. I've seen too many of these in my previous years.
They've definitely slowed it down this game more than previous weeks.
And last week with those 19 and 15-point performances, Olden Sheridor got the Player of the Week award as McMillan's off the mark.
He's got to take a quicker shot there. Once you get the ball, get your hands up, get the feet jumping higher. Otherwise, that's an easy block for the Celtics.
And a 3-second call as too many Celtics, excuse me, can't camp out in the lane.
Is that called a lot? 3 seconds?
You don't see it very often. But what you do get in this league, there are a lot of traveling calls, and in the NBA, that's something they tend to shy away from.
How about the hotheads? A lot of those this season or what?
Surprisingly, we haven't seen too many.
Huh.
I mean, last season, there were a number of hotheads.
What
there
is
are
the
a lot
record for that, I wonder? The record for hotheads.
Well, Emmanuel had he had 2 in one game, which caused him to miss an entire half of the next game.
Oh.
So if the Sixers can go into the halftime hanging in this ball game, that has to be a huge confidence booster for them.
Right.
as Weiner drives the lane, can't finish. Sheridor with another rebound. He's been very active on the defensive boards thus far, and he's limping a little bit as he brings the ball up the court.
Nice pass.
And Skane blocks it and deflects it out of bounds. It will stay with the Sixers.
That's Skane's second block from behind this game.
Emmanuel can't get it to go, and Weiner back the other way. Skane under the basket. Easy finish for him. Good court vision that time by Weiner.
There was.
That's right, he waited for Blanc to pass by him to avoid the block and then put it up with the free opportunity.
And a traveling call on the Sixers, so the Celtics will get the ball back. They'll try to extend their lead as we have 3 minutes here in the first half. Skane working on Emmanuel on the left wing. Not very much movement.
Definitely
like
feet seem to be planted to the ground.
Skane gets it to go.
That was behind the backboard a little bit.
Little Larry Bird action.
So the Sixers trying to find some semblance of a half-court offense here.
Well, they're starting to look tired, so the head coach, Cliff Williams, will call a timeout here to get his team reset.
It's a cap on this time.
And on that last Celtics possession down on the other side of the floor, it seemed like both teams were not moving very much. Feet were very still. And very, very little activity on the offensive side of the floor for the Celtics. They are up 22-15, 2:33 to play here in the second quarter.
That's right, Elias. Well, the Celtics are winning because of pure talent. Both teams are playing very slow basketball. But because of the Celtics, they're a bigger team, they're a more talented team at this point in time. That's why they have the lead. If the Sixers can pick up the pace and work against the Celtics for the speed advantage, they can improve this deficit and eventually take the lead, because 7 points in the first half is not that much.
All right. And I was going to say, and don't forget, fans, anybody that misses today's game can catch up with it in the Mall and Evening News, unless you're too cheap.
Too cheap is 50 cents, right? For the local paper. And Gary, we've come to expect here a very up-tempo game in the MNBL. Is that something you've seen in the past? Or I mean, today we're seeing both teams try to fit into an offensive rhythm.
I don't know if this is a new trend or it's just this game, but definitely slower than in previous years.
Emmanuel from downtown.
Heads up play for him to get the own rebounds and put it back. Here he goes.
Emmanuel with a
right here.
chance.
Chance indeed.
Awesome. That's what makes that kid special.
That's a hustler.
So the Sixers only down 5, 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Weiner was fouled far away from the basket. That foul called on McMillan. Weiner tries to get it into O'Leary. Skane from the left baseline. Long jumper doesn't go. DeRocher with the board. Weiner drives the lane with the left hand.
Weiner likes to go to the left a lot, I've seen. He's one of those players that if you don't block his left side, he's not afraid to take it there.
Now, is he one of your early MVP candidates, or Weiner?
Both Weiner and Skane are two guys that are in the top 5 in scoring in the league. And Skane is hacked as he moves towards the basket.
The thing you see with Weiner is he's all over the court. He'll play the point, he'll go down low, he'll distribute, he'll play defense. He's a great all-around player.
And what's Skane? Mainly
Skane, he likes to take his shots. Like you see today, he's taken some from out deep. He's not afraid to go to the basket. Like you see, he's at the line here. He got fouled, but you've seen him block a couple shots today from behind, mind you. Even if he's not in front of the player, he'll just find the player. He sees him shooting the ball. He'll just go up and whack it away.
And Skane leads the league in free throw shooting as well. 19 of 25 from the stripe this year as he hits the first end of a 1-and-1. 76% from the line. Skane converts on both free throw attempts. The Celtics pick up full court press once again as Sheridor brings the ball coast to coast.
I know Sheridor just got fouled, but you can see what the new plan is. They're just going to triple team him every time down.
It's a hack of OJ.
And after Sheridor hurt his ankle a little bit, I'm surprised he's still bringing the ball up the floor for them. And Lou.
Great job by Lou, picking up the ball and running with it, not even taking any time to stop. He just picked it up and ran to the basket, took the angle away from the defender, and put it up for 2.
So 1 minute to play here in the first half as Sheridor drives the lane and hits. And the Sixers cut the lead to single digits again. Celtics up 9. As Weiner goes the length of the court. Can't get it to go on the very fancy spin move, and Sheridor with another rebound.
They're all trying to get on the around the rim reel, huh? I know that's a big goal.
As Sheridor goes down, Skane picks up the loose ball, can't finish on the other end.
And he wants the ball back, but his teammates should have realized that Sheridor was hurt, and even though he was calling for the ball, he needs to see the rest of his offense before he makes that bad decision.
Sheridor is toughing it out, but you can tell he's really in a lot of pain. 15 seconds to go here in the second quarter, 28-19. Celtics up 9. The Sixers still hanging around, playing very competitive basketball early on. So 5.5 on the clock. The Celtics will have the last shot of the half as Skane downtown. He hits from the right wing as the horn sounds.
What a backbreaker that shot was.
And that's huge for the Celtics to go into the half with a double-digit lead, 31-19. The Celtics on top. And welcome back to MNBL basketball. We're at the half. Celtics on top, 31-19 over the Sixers. Joined by Jim Foley and Gary Christensen. Thanks for joining us. He's the city councilor here in Malden, Ward 1 in his second term. And Gary, can you tell us about any one, maybe two hot button issues going on in town right now?
Well, one of the biggest issue remains is the relocation of our city hall. We've been trying to figure out where a better location might be in the city, so we continue to work on that matter. And then the other matter is we continue to thank the gods above for no snow. Made for a great winter.
There you go. It's been a nice winter thus far. And Jim, taking a look at this ball game, the Sixers trying to hang in there. They're down by double digits, but they're still in this ball game. And their leader, Olden Sheridor, we saw him go down with an injury in the first half. He tried to play through it, but in the second half, is he going to continue to put up numbers while trying to nurse that ankle of his?
Well, what Sheridor needs to do is play smart. He's a tough player, and I love that about him. But sometimes you can only take it so far. Like, there was one play where he was on the ground, and he was calling for the ball as he was gotten up, and Gene passed it behind him because Sheridor wasn't ready for it. I appreciate Sheridor playing tough. Keep him in the game for a little bit, but don't make him be the playmaker. Distribute the ball, let the rest of the team play. You have a good team. They can play, and they can take this team to a victory.
All right, Jim, we'll be back with second half action right after this from the Ferryway School in Malden. The Celtics up 31-19.
No, you don't. Oh.
We're back with second half action. Celtics are up 31-19 over the Sixers. Celtics have possession and they're ready to inbound.
This will be very important the first couple minutes, the body language of the Sixers, as they just lost in the last 2 minutes of the first half.
Well, you see the Sixers get the rebound here. They're looking to take charge, but you see the Celtics, they're stepping right up on their defense as well. Both teams looking to start quick in the second half. Emmanuel with the quick shot, misses. Rebound goes everywhere, but Emmanuel comes down with it. He's looking for a teammate and some help. Eventually gets back outside. 3 balls, no good. Celtics look to push. The Sixers will go back and set their defense. Celtics penetrate big, and Skane gets the basket.
I'm surprised that time the Sixers didn't pick up that full court press that they used throughout the first half. They need to try to hang in this game.
And I thought that was working for them.
Yeah, sometimes what works doesn't always seem what works best. You'd think that would be simple enough, but not always the case. Right now they just have one guy back.
Sheridor with that injured ankle came right out and hit a jumper there.
You see him right down low. He'll try to get the rebound here and succeed. But he is slow coming up the offense. They should probably find another point guard to take it up so he doesn't have to find it himself. But if he's not being guarded, then I guess it really doesn't matter. If the Celtics realize this, they'll put a couple guys on him. It'll be a tough challenge for the Sixers to bring it up court. Basari here ahead to Skane. Skane left side, gets fouled. He'll shoot 2.
Sixers foul number 7, Jonathan Lamb, his first personal,
Well, as Skane's shooting his free throws, we'd like to point out what we saw in the front page of the Malden Advocate today. Arnold Andler of Andler Packaging Company of Everett. He's presented 2 Boston Celtics tickets to the Celtics' very own David Basari. He's a junior at Malden actually at Malden High School, and he won the contest by selling the most raffle tickets. He sold 119 tickets. Great job by him, and hopefully he'll get to enjoy quality Celtics game if he hasn't gone already. Few and far between, but we'll see. Maybe if you represent the Celtics with some Celtics, the combined power will get some good things going.
But again, just another indication of what makes this league special, involving the local businesses, and it's just a wonderful group.
It's a quality community. Quick inbound shot, gets the roll, and good. That was Douglas. Ricky Douglas, almost didn't recognize him with that fresh haircut.
And Ricky Douglas, a rookie in this league. He's one Rookie of the Year candidate.
Sheridor up the left side, loses the handle, it goes out of bounds. Celtics will take over.
And you can tell Sheridor is favoring that ankle of his. He's a little bit hesitant and not going at full speed.
3-point attempt, no good. Skane offensive rebound short.
Another one.
Basari comes from behind and picks up the loose ball. He'll take the mid-range jumper. Sixers try to come up with the rebound. It rolls all over the place. Weiner takes it to the basket. Left side once again for 2.
And we've seen Weiner use that left hand almost as much as his right. And if you can do that in this league, you're a real threat, being able to go to both the left and the right side of the basket with equal amount of ease.
Very impressed.
Douglas once more. Can't get it to fall this time.
I think futility's starting to set in a little bit.
Well, Weiner once again goes with the left hand. Does not fall, but Skane with the rebound. Skane will reset the offense. Chen misses, and the Sixers come up with the ball. Celtics extend their defense.
Not sure about that shot.
The Celtics big men, Skane and Weiner, they're both able to drive the lane with no sort of Sixers defense coming out to contest any shots. They're having their way with the defense.
Alley-oop type action there, does not fall.
Has anybody dunked this year?
We saw Mothersill throw down. He's for the Celtics.
And teams are just doing everything they can to prevent that from happening, and unfortunately he's been taken down pretty hard a couple times when he's tried to dunk on a fast break. He was just pulled right down from behind.
Speaking of which,
to
where
prevent.
is he? Has he been in yet? Mothersill?
I was going to
we
say,
haven't seen him.
We haven't heard about the cause of his absence. And Mothersill is really the one high-flying guy in this league. When he gets out on a fast break, everyone just kind of sits back and waits for him to throw down.
Is it surprising we haven't seen him yet, or no? Is he a second
Yeah,
half
I mean,
guy, or?
he'll usually play a full game.
We really don't know the story on Mothersill right now.
I mean, he's not always a starter, but he'll definitely get his quality minutes in.
And the Sixers aren't complaining, because with him in the game, along with Skane and Weiner, they have a real advantage.
Right now, the Celtics are up 38-23 with 4:20 to go in the third quarter. Foul was called on Jonathan Lamb, and Weiner will get to the line.
So Weiner struggled from the line a bit. He's below 50%, only 19 of 40 from the stripe this year, although he hits the first.
It always happens when you mention it. Sheridor cannot handle the rebound. Celtics pick it right off, and Weiner to the left gets the layup. They extend their lead 41-23. It's getting bigger now. Sheridor takes it to the basket himself, and now he'll get to the line.
I'm surprised Sheridor is still running the point for them. He's been running the point guard all day, and we really have not seen that in the past from the Sixers.
Now, were the Sixers sort of in a rebuilding year, or they've come down from a real high last year? Or
well, the Sixers were expected to be one of the better teams in this league. They've kind of been neck and neck with the Sonics all season, and neither team has really pulled away.
Nice.
But the Sixers more of a veteran team this season, and they've been fighting for that 4th and 5th spot in the playoffs.
Ball turned over, Sixers pick it off. Sheridor is being defended now by Weiner. Manuel sets the pick, allows Sheridor to take it across, but he cannot handle the ball once again. Basari lead pass to Skane, saves it, but can't get it to his own teammates. Emmanuel runs it up the left side. Splits the defense, gets hacked by Basari.
And the Sonics have pulled away a bit. They're 5-2 now. The Pistons and the Sixers both even at 500, 4-4. And this is a real make-or-break game for them. If they fall below 500, it's going to be real tough for them to recover.
You see the team starting to pick up their offenses now. It's also getting a little sloppy. So they need to find a balance between speed and playing well. Holding on to the ball, not turning it over. Both teams have done that a great amount in this second half, as the score is 41-25 Celtics. The Celtics take a timeout here with just under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
And the Celtics slowly starting to pull away a little bit, and the energy right now in the Fairway School gym is way, way down.
Way down. Which I'm not going to complain because they have my name on the back of their jersey. But you look over at the huddle, doesn't seem like anything wrong over at the Celtics. They're just maybe taking a timeout.
At least the Celtics have their entire team in their huddle. Right now, the Sixers, they're just talking with their lineup that's on the court right now.
Good point.
The rest of the team is just hanging out, huffing and puffing.
And since the Celtics have been the team to beat in this league this season, still undefeated, obviously, there may be a tendency to become a little bit lackadaisical, or perhaps not put your best product out on the floor every time out, and that's the last thing the Celtics want to do. That can be a real trap if they think they're head and shoulders above the rest of the league. They need to stay focused and play their game.
Are they on the schedule tomorrow, Celts?
Tomorrow the Celtics are playing the Sonics.
Okay.
Which should be a great game. Two of the better teams of the league. The Sonics now in third place behind the Celtics and Kings.
Sheridor with the pull-up jumper does not fall to Rozier. Finally gets his stats in the game, comes up with the rebound. Basari saves it, but can't quite keep it in. It'll go right back over to the Sixers. Flip Williams picks up a technical foul for arguing a potential foul, what he thought, on the other side of the court.
And it looked like Weiner did go over the back there, but both players were going for the ball, so the referee gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Do they keep track of the coaches' tees?
Skane hits the freebie. Oh, yeah.
I know it's not Coach Beanie, right? He's not in there, is he?
If he gets too many, he'll leave the game and we won't hear any noise. Celtics reset their offense. Basari open with the mid-range jumper. Hits.
He is deceiving, huh?
That's right. He's probably one of the shortest guys in the league, but definitely has talent.
Nice shot.
Oh, he's a real smooth touch, and any sort of open mid-range jumper we see Basari knock down most of the time.
Inside pass to Gene. Size does not fit his advantage, and he gets the shot rejected. But he does get fouled.
And for Basari, he's kind of the prototypical point guard, although he doesn't run the point for the Celtics. He has real good court
Not
vision.
all the time, that is. Not as of late. We saw him early on in the season to run the point, but
now,
as of late.
When he's not running the point, he tends to get a lot of open looks. And it seems like teams underestimate him a little bit because of his size, but any sort of open look at the basket, he tends to take advantage of.
Michael Lou comes back into the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gene misses, goes out of bounds, stays with the Sixers.
Now, up
They catch a lucky
19,
break.
when do the Celtics start resting?
Well, the Celtics, usually, it's hard to tell here because Motherstill's not in the game.
Okay.
That's the key factor
Is he on the
here.
bench?
He's not even, he doesn't look like he's even dressed. So he won't be playing this game.
He's on the bench, but in his
We'll have to send our sideline
White
reporters over there to
sweatshirt.
find out what happened.
Aaron Andrews. Where is she?
Motherfield's not in the building. That's one of the coaches.
So
oh,
Motherfield's not
excuse
even
me,
here.
Motherfield's not around for some unknown reason.
Oftentimes players have either a family thing going on or they have a religious thing going on. It's understandable. Not every player is able to be consistent at every game. You just it's unfortunate when the star players can't be there for their
Right.
team.
Oh, they oversleep.
Well, that does seem to happen in the first game of a 3-game set with the fans and players alike. The shot falls way short. Weiner tries to keep it in, does not succeed. It goes over to the Sixers. Sixers are down right now, 45-28, with just over a minute to go in the third quarter.
And although Skane is the leading scorer in the league, he settles for a lot of open threes. And when he could easily drive the lane and have a size advantage.
And even sometimes when he does drive, he'll not penetrate the whole way. He'll either shoot a fadeaway or he'll pull up short.
I'd like to see him start taking more advantage of his size.
You see him here making a shake and bake move around the pick. Tries to get the pass over, but Sammy Jean picks it off. Wide open with the freebie layup. Blows the bunny. Managed to get it back. Finds Sheridor, who just gets into the offense. Free ball is
McMillan.
Trey Mendes.
Hanging around.
Cuts the lead to 14.
And we're really not going to be able to talk about the Sixers back in this game until they cut it to single digits. But they're trying to do that right here.
A couple minutes ago, down 20. Here they are.
That's right. And Sean Hickey has been playing well these last couple minutes. He's pulled down both an offensive, defensive rebound off the bench. He's a good role player. He listens to the coach very well in practice and knows his duty. And when he has to come into the game, he's able to find that rebound. Just comes out. You see him play defense here. And at the end of 3 quarters, the Celtics are up by 14, 45-31.
Has anyone ever made that half-court shot?
Not that we've seen, but in this 22 years, I'm sure a lot has happened.
Steve Ward made it last year, but it was a nanosecond too late.
Oh,
If I was reffing, I would have given it to him.
apparently Steve Ward last year hit one, but it was just a little bit too late, according to Nestor.
And Gary, you said the Ferryway School, where we are right now, is kind of on the border of two different wards. I mean, what are some things that are going on in the school district here in Malden right now? It seems like this is a pretty thriving community.
Yeah, obviously it all surrounds the budget. That's coming up. They just started hearings on next year's budget beginning July 1st, so that's always an issue. The other big issue is extended day. You know, as you probably know, the state has started to invest in extending the day, the school day. Malden's one of, I forget, X number of communities that has a school that is doing it right now, and they're talking about doing additional schools next year.
So they'd be extending the day in addition to any sort of aftercare programs?
Correct. Right now, I think it used to be 2:12 or 2:15. Now they go to 3:30 at one school. So I think that's the new trend of the Commonwealth and cities and towns.
I see.
Because if you think about it, the school day originally was set up based upon agriculture and, you know, I think there was different daylight savings then, so I think they're trying to catch up to, you know, a standard day today.
Meanwhile, Sheridor's at the line, misses his free throws, gets the ball back, takes the open jumper. Misses again. Emmanuel with another rebound. He'll put it up himself, can't fall.
Thank goodness for the padding there.
Yeah. Sammy Jean trying to find his open man. Emmanuel at the top of the key. Sheridor from the baseline. Puts up a wild shot, but gets hacked in the act.
And the Sixers team that's, in general, pretty small besides Sheridor and Emmanuel, they handle the ball well. But I mean, their one sort of weakness is that the two guys that handle the ball well for them are Emmanuel and Sheridor. They're two big men, which kind of eliminates any sort of post-game throughout a game for the Sixers and puts them at a severe disadvantage because they're working pretty much on their outside game throughout much of the contest.
What's the biggest lead you've seen overcome so far this season?
We really haven't seen any leads overcome. We've seen a lot of blowout wins,
Yeah.
but not too many comebacks that at least we've seen. We did see a double overtime game a couple weeks ago. I believe it was the Pistons and the Sixers. Yeah, they went to double overtime. That was a great finish.
What do you get for overtime? How many minutes?
I believe it's 5.
5.
5 minutes and 1 timeout.
But sorry, that's
That's
a
a shot.
shot. Does not fall. It was about 3/4 of the way down, too. He'll get it right back and put it off the glass.
I'm impressed with him. Good play.
Bazzari has to be in double figures
Good
now. huh?
heads-up player.
Definitely getting his points on the board for the Celtics.
Now, is the stat sheet deceiving? Because it says he only averages close to 4. He's had about 8 or 10 today, right? Oh, is that foul?
Yeah, the sheet didn't quite pick up the air.
Let's see, where is he? Yeah, 3.4 points.
Backcourt violation by the Celtics. Sixers take possession with Sheridor at the top of the key, running the offense. He'll penetrate. No foul is called either on the ends.
Under 10. Can you believe?
That's right, 9-point game, 47-38, with 6:45 to go in the game. Wild pass, tries to get it back out. Bassari saves it. Ooh, collision there. Sammy Jean doesn't blow the bunny this time. Woo! It looked like both Sixers and Celtics were just going after the ball there, so there was no foul call. But you don't like to see that kind of collision there.
I'll tell you, you've noticed this comeback has began with Coach Cliff taking control of the huddle. I like his style. He's got the players back in it.
Coach Cliff Williams does have a way of getting into his players' heads. He's a settled guy. He'll break out every once in a while. You saw a technical foul early in this game, but he was just trying to defend his team. He won't get unreasonable. He's just standing there in a low voice, talking to his team, settling them down.
The other thing that's interesting about Coach Williams is he coaches sometimes from the hallway. So he takes the pressure off the players, I think.
Well, we've seen a couple different instances with many of the teams this year.
And with Cliff Williams, that's another storyline because he won a championship on the Celtics roster in 2000. He was an assistant coach.
I didn't know that.
So there's a lot of history between the coaches in this league as well. Oftentimes a lot more history than what's actually happening on the floor at the time.
Comes the coach now, heading back. One last stand here, let's see.
Off the timeout, Celtics bring it up court. Weiner here. Shake and bake move gets it stolen away. Sammy Jean's ahead of the pack, but it cannot get to him in time. Instead, the Celtics block the attempt. But get it right back, and John McMillan puts up the basket. McMillan has a great handle. He also has two different numbers. We've seen him number 8 and number 31 this year.
Oh.
That's a bit of confusion. Delay of game warning here. You need 2 of them for it actually be an offense.
But what's lost in all that is Skane's shot. Silences the crowd.
Meanwhile, 3-point attempt is no good. Sheridor goes right back, and the foul hits the basket. He can complete the old-fashioned 3-point play and cut the lead to 4.
And the Celtics are going to have to up the energy level because their perfect season is in severe jeopardy here.
Yeah.
You mentioned the comebacks earlier, and we said there was a lack thereof. We could see our first, at least that we've witnessed, big comeback of the year here.
In hindsight, I wish I hadn't brought that up.
And he does cut the lead to 4.
And over on the Celtics bench, Coach Magic just arms folded. Doesn't know what to make of this.
That's right. He's silently directing his offense. That doesn't work all the time. Sheridor takes it to the basket, and once again, for the second time in a row, he gets fouled, makes the basket.
Magic, timeout, Coach.
Suddenly, as he starts to play well, Sheridor's ankle seems to be just fine.
Magically better. It's that adrenaline coming right back to him. And the clock will keep ticking here throughout the free throws. Falls short, remains a 2-point game. Skane brings it up court, tries to penetrate, puts that up, short, tries to get his own rebound, and does. Weiner, meanwhile, gets it out to DeRozier, who loses the handle and turns it over. The Sixers can tie it up or take the lead on this possession, and the Celtics will take their timeout.
Well, I'm surprised the timeout has taken this long. We've seen a 20-point lead come down to 2. Let's see what he does over there. Can't even see Coach Magic.
Good thing our mic can't pick up that far away.
And how huge would this be, fellas, if the Sixers were able to pull this out in some fashion?
I'll tell you what, I might leave after this. My team goes 7-1.
The day is complete.
Now, what do you think Coach Magic's telling them over there?
Well, Coach Magic is trying to fire his team up, get them energized again. You see their faces coming out of the huddle is focused.
Yep.
And if you're the Celtics, you want to get to the ball to Skane. He's the one player right now that looks like he wants the ball and has the ability to put some points on the board. Weiner is not out on the floor for the Celtics. He's taking a breather.
McMillan almost loses possession. Jean shoots a long 3, too long. Rebound is cleaned up. And it's a tie ball game. Ball falls all over the place. It's everywhere. Jump ball is called.
So if you're the Celtics, this is where it really hurts that Mothersill is not out on the floor. Another big body, very athletic.
Well, where is Weiner?
Sixers win the tip. He's getting his rest. He'll probably come back in with the minute or so to go for the final stretch. Technical foul is called on the floor. Looked like Ribeiro got hit in the eye or something. DeRozier's the technical foul. He's asking what's going on.
Sheridor 52% from the stripe. Will shoot the technical.
I couldn't tell if something else happened, if Rivera was just rubbing his eye because he has sweat in it, or if DeRoche was just talking smack.
And gentlemen, this is the Sixers' first lead of the day.
Couldn't have come at a better time.
And they get the ball back.
That's right. McMillan will inbound from half court. Sammy Jean quickly over to Ribeiro, who shoots the wide open three, but it's long. Skane with the rebound. He'll push it up court. Spins, puts it up, does not get the roll. Sheridor fouled on the rebound. And he'll get to the line for what seems like the third time in a minute. He'll get an automatic 2 shots here, being in the double bonus. And we mentioned how Motherstill is out for the Celtics. The Sixers are somewhat short-staffed today as well. So it's a pretty even matchup, and you can see it on the scoreboard here as Sheridor has just extended the lead to 2 points with 3 minutes to go in this ballgame.
And is 3 minutes a long time here? A lot can happen.
It can be. Sixers extend the pressure. Celtics break the press. Weiner over to Skane. Skane finds Lou. Lou, baseline, takes it to the basket. Loses the handle. Sheridor comes up with it.
He has just been a beast today, Sheridor.
That he has. He wants the ball back, but Sixers are trying to find their playmakers who can run with the ball. That's Emmanuel right there, who misses everything. Nothing but nothing. Celtics, with their fast break they so love to do, and does not get the roll. Put back goes, however. Skane just stayed with it the entire time. That was O'Leary, actually, on that cleanup. John O'Leary. Sheridor takes it to the basket again. He's been doing that all quarter.
Sheridor has just taken over this ballgame.
O'Leary gets fouled from behind by Sammy Jean, who's disappointed with the call.
Fouls on the Sixers number 33, his third personal, third of the team.
Third personal on Sammy Jean, also the third on the team.
How many fouls you get per player?
I've yet to see a player foul out yet.
Timeout, Sixers.
I believe it's 5 though, which makes sense because that's how much it is in college ball as well.
Interesting. Sheridor is not even going to the huddle.
Well, he needs to sit down and rest his ankle. He's been doing that every single timeout and every single break between quarters. And his coach understands that. If he's going to keep it up while he's on the court, which is when it matters most, he knows what he needs to do. Just got to make sure the rest of the team is on the same page.
And what's going on in the Celtics huddle? They're going to be shocked right now.
The Celtics are in complete shock. This is upset special. Would by far be the biggest upset thus far in the MNBL season. The Celtics are going to have to get the ball to their playmakers, Skane and Weiner. And they're going to have to take the initiative here with under 2 minutes to play.
We definitely thought coming into today's 3 matchups that this would be the best one, and so far it's living up to that hype. Sheridor pumped up with the Sixers' possession, nearly gets it stolen away. He'll quickly run it up court as the Sixers have numbers. However, there's a foul called. Sheridor picks up the foul, running over Skane.
And if you're the Sixers, you can't sit back and burn the shot clock because there is none. You need to take the ball to the basket. Continue to put the pressure on the Celtics.
See Weiner here doing his shake and bake he so loves to do. Out to O'Leary. Sixers are right up in the Sixers. I'm sorry, the Sixers are right up in the Celtics grills, and they finally get a turnover. Lead pass ahead to Emmanuel, who can't come up with the pass. He needs to go about 6 inches for that one.
Emmanuel couldn't haul in the football pass.
Where is the sense of emergency for the Celtics?
Weiner once again on the left side, puts it up before the basket. Foul is before the basket.
And what is that? Too short?
That was before
It's on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was before the shot, and they're not in trouble with the fouls. It was inbound but they still got the 2 points regardless. And right now, their lead is back to 1. Actually, they're down by 1 at this point. Stolen by Skane to the right, and for 2. That takes the lead with less than a minute to play. Sherdor now being double teamed. He wants a timeout and will get it.
Wow.
So with less than 50 seconds to go in this game, Celtics with a 1-point lead, 55-54. Gary, what are you seeing?
I love the MNBL.
He is seeing some great action, and he loves it, as does everybody in this stadium.
And out of this huddle, I can't imagine that the ball's not going to Sherdor. I mean, I assume Cliff Williams is drawing up a play for him as we
You
speak.
see him in the lineup, in the huddle.
What about the clock? Does it stop at all? Just on fouls?
The clock will now, I believe, stop on fouls.
Okay.
With
So
a
the-
certain amount of time, it will stop on fouls.
So the Celtics just want to play good D and just run this thing out.
And that's what they can do. You've seen Skane step up as the shot blocker with Mother still out.
And if you're the Sixers, you don't want to inbound the ball into the backcourt where the Celtics can get a steal and an easy basket. You're going to want to try to inbound it into the front court if the Celtics are putting on some pressure.
Sherdor on the far side mans his way in, and he gets fouled. He'll shoot 2 with the ankle in pain.
And these are going to be 2 huge free throws for Sherdor. 52% from the line on the season. He's been very good from the stripe thus far today. And as the pressure is mounting, we'll see if Sherdor's leadership can get the Sixers over the hump.
Still plenty of time, right?
Still plenty of time to play. And finally, we see a little bit of urgency from the Celtics as they realize that their perfect season is in jeopardy.
A little pounding action from behind on the Celtics bench. Might have gotten Sherdor to miss that one, although he's come through in the clutch on free throws before. There was a game a few weeks ago where the entire crowd was chanting, OJ, OJ, and he hit his free throws just like that.
And I can't say enough about Sherdor. After we thought he was down and out with that ankle injury, he's come back and gotten the Sixers right back in this ballgame.
Gene ahead to McMillan, who does not look, he expected there to be a teammate. It was just a sea of green.
So the Sixers have to foul here with no shot clock.
Did they have to foul there? I didn't think they had to.
Well, it is a tie ball game.
Yeah.
They had to foul if they weren't confident in their defense.
Right. Oh, and it's only on the side, I see. Okay.
So they're not in the penalty. That's only the 6-team foul.
Yeah, got it.
to give.
Got it.
Quick foul by Gene again. That you don't want to do it too much because then you will be in the penalty. And now they're in the 1-and-1, I think. Which will get 1 free throw, and if he makes it, he'll get to shoot another.
Right.
And Weiner, who's shooting below 50% from the stripe on the season will have huge free throws right here.
He misses it, and Sheridan comes up with the rebound.
And the Sixers have one shot and a chance to win it.
Timeout. Sixers, they'll get their shot here. And Sheridan is screaming, give me the ball. Give me the ball.
So with 11.9 to play, the Sixers have possession. They have a chance to win the ball game with one shot.
I'm actually sweating.
And stick a dagger into the heart of the Celtics.
Once again, you see Coach Cliff Williams talking in a conversational tone.
Yep.
Very easygoing, yet focused.
And what's your play call coming out of the huddle? Sheridan, right?
Sheridan, he's screaming, give me the ball, as I mentioned. But you got to have a second option available just in case. And they have many guys who can put it up. Emmanuel can shoot it from wherever.
Yeah, and that's
Rivero
31,
can
right?
shoot it from outside.
Yeah.
McMillan is a good shooter, as you mentioned. That's number 31.
And if you're the Celtics, the last thing you want to do is foul here. They don't want to foul the Sixers as they're going towards the basket and give them a chance to win it from the stripe.
Here we go. They want to take it to the basket right away, and he's fouled. But it's an offensive foul. The
And a
Celtics
huge
will
play
get
from
the
Weiner.
ball back.
Offensive fouls on the Sixers.
Weiner, I believe, is the one who took the charge.
Wow. Now that timeout, does it get him the ball up at the half court? No.
And the Celtics won't get the ball at half court. They're going to have to go all 94 feet of this court.
But plenty of time still to get a shot off.
They
8
do
seconds
have
then
just
an
over
eternity.
8 seconds, and we'll see. It's the tie ball game, so they don't want to do anything stupid, which will create a turnover and allow them to lose the game.
So a long ride's on the inbound.
That's right. Just make sure you don't turn the ball over. If
Down there.
you get the ball, then put up a shot. But the number one key is getting the ball to your own guy.
Got it. And we've
And
seen that be a
that's what
problem
you're seeing
today.
on the other
Right,
end with
right.
the Sixers. They're saying, get the ball. But their number one concern is stopping the shot.
Notice they're putting all 5 guys down the other side.
And it doesn't look to me like the Sixers are going to pick up any sort of full court press.
Here they come.
They're going to here we go now. So they're going to have some pressure and try to steal the inbounds pass and get a miracle shot up.
Here we go. 5 seconds. Weiner with the ball. Around everybody, takes it to the basket, puts up the leaner. Short, and we're going to overtime. 55 to 55.
So who has that extra juice in their tank? We'll see 5 minutes to play.
Wow.
An upset city here at the Ferryway School.
I thought it was a good shot considering, right? 8 seconds left. Got it down the
Can
lane.
hit that
Yeah.
shot, and it was right on target,
Right.
just off the back rim.
Right. Some of the Celtics are leaving the gym.
Maybe they're taking a
Make your calls.
restroom break.
So isn't our co-analyst? I think he's going to go check out, see if he can get some scuttlebutt. I'm surprised the cameraman's been this quiet, this kind of game going on.
He's saving his voice.
I'm just happy I'm not commentating.
Well, with the third mic, with our special guest today, he doesn't have his own, which is much better.
Now, do the rules change in overtime?
Each team, I believe, gets one timeout.
And Sheridan is going to initiate the offense. He has 26 points on the day. A huge day for Sheridan, coming off Player of the Week honors.
You see the Sixers speeding it up here, but they turn it over. There's Weiner, what he does with the left hand, but it doesn't fall this time. Wow, he is disappointed and slow to get back. He's wide open on the far end, but they don't see him. Now he gets the ball back on the far side of the court. Skane settles the offense. He'll take it to the basket, gets his own rebound like he's done many times this game, but dribbles the ball and gets a jump ball called. You'll see Sheridor jump it up here with the big man Skane. Celtics get the tip. Back out to O'Leary. O'Leary. Over to Weiner. Back to Skane. Lou wants the ball. He'll get it. Celtics looking for the best shot available. Weiner fakes it. Misses short. O'Leary gets the offensive rebound. He finds the cutter in Lou, but cannot hit. Good defense by Sheridor, and he'll also get the rebound.
So the Celtics that time with third and fourth chances, but not able to convert, and we'll see which team can get on the board first here in overtime.
See Sheridor here, once again trying to penetrate. Wow. Gets it to go, and he says nothing.
Oh, and a flotation device right off the glass.
He says, get out of here.
Finish that time by Sheridor. 28 points on the day.
Wow. 28 points, he said. That's incredible. That's just about half his team's offense. Skane puts it up. Short. Douglas with the offensive rebound hands it over to OJ. OJ gets the free pass up court.
Both teams looking tired here. 2:30 to go.
Wide open three is good! Douglas is huge.
Douglas,
a potential Rookie of the Year candidate, comes through from downtown.
There he is with the rebound. Sheridor has Emmanuel ahead. Chooses to take it himself. He's feeling it, trying to pump his teammates up. Lou gets a strip from behind. Sixers take it back over. 62-55.
We have the makings of a major
He
upset.
wants it again. He hits it again. He hits it again. Twice in a row. Ricky Douglas, 10-point game. A minute 35 to go. Arid three-pointer shot. Basari with the rebound. Skane gets hit with the blocking foul. Foul's on Evanson Blanc.
And the Sixers come out into overtime with a hot-headed steam. They put up 10 quick points in just under 2 minutes.
Just in disbelief right now.
And the Celtics have missed a number of wide-open layups here in overtime and have set themselves up for their first defeat of this 22nd season of the MNBL.
And with the missed layup on the 1-and-1, Sixers get the rebound and the stoppage in play. The ball will be inbounded by the Sixers. Evanson Blanc gets it over to Emmanuel, who takes it across the paint, across the line. McMillan down low. Douglas wide open. Free layup. 12-point game. And here's Skane taking it to the basket, loses the handle. And there's Emmanuel, who misses the bunny. But he gets hacked, and he'll shoot two.
And all the energy has been completely drained from the Celtics lineup as they get ready to accept their first defeat of this season.
You know what it is? It's Coach Williams. He's really guided this team today. They could have easily packed it in back in the third quarter of the regular game, but kept
That's
them
very
in.
true.
Yeah.
And the Sixers overcame a 20-point deficit.
And they've just taken it minute by minute, Elias.
It looked like this game was all but over. They came back with a few minutes to go in the fourth quarter, tied this ball game up, and haven't looked back since.
The free throw makes it 13-point deficit for the Celtics. What looks like really unreachable number now.
It looked like Emmanuel was
You knew he'd
perhaps
that's
trying
his
to
joke
get
of the game. He did that on purpose.
I have
He's
no
a funny
idea
guy.
why he'd do that.
He's trying to show off. He knows his team has won the game, so he's just not even attempting anymore. But Wire hits the 3 ball right there. Sheridor travels. Celtics get possession back with 32.7 on the clock. Heads are hanging low on the Celtics right now. John O'Leary, 3 balls short. Sixers with the rebound. Emmanuel will run up court. He'll hit the layup.
And that should just about do it.
Lou. Over to Basari. Baseline 3 ball is good.
So we thought this would happen at some point, that the Celtics would go down. It's so unlikely to rattle off 14 straight wins in this league. It's never happened before, and here we see in the 8th game of the season for the Celtics, they'll get their first loss handed to them by a very, very feisty Sixers team.
The clock has hit double zeros. The Sixers have defeated the Celtics 70-61. Celtics have suffered their first loss of the season.
Ah, what a game.
And the Sixers improve to 5-3.
Hey, your mic there? Back here. This way.
And the Sixers take it 70-61 alongside Elias Spellman and our special guest,
City Councilor Gary
City
Christian.
Councilor Gary Christensen. Gary, who wanted it more this game?
I thought both teams played extremely well, but when you go to overtime, anything can happen.
That's right, and that's what happened here, but the entire overtime was just completely taken over by the Sixers, Elias.
It looked like the Sixers came out of overtime. They were the team that wanted it most. We saw most of this game. Neither team took control of the energy of this contest. It was finally in overtime that we saw the Sixers. We saw Sheridor, who dropped 28 points tonight. An incredible showing for him. And after he injured his ankle in the first half, he recovered from that, came out. And I mean, this guy has a lot of heart. And the Sixers team, this is what they needed. Finally over 500 now, 5-4, and they're right back in that playoff hunt. So just an amazing ball game.
It really was. Unbelievable. Can't wait to see the awards from Nestor Dudley on Around the Rim. Plenty to give out here.
Forward to that. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming along and joining us.
Yep.
And Elias Feldman, Gary
Nice to meet
Christensen,
you.
Jim Foley. See you next time.